Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a throwback foundation review. It's been, I feel like, a few weeks since I've done one, so I wanted to get on camera and do one on the Milani Conceal and Perfect foundation. You guys know that this is a very loved foundation at the drugstore. It's been around for quite some time. I think I did a review on it. It was like one of my first foundation reviews that I did on my channel. I think that's what it was. I want to say like 4 years ago. Let's dive into it. I'm gonna go ahead and start off with my moisturizer. I'm gonna be using my Milk Vegan moisturizer. I love this stuff. I'm almost out of it. Ugh. I'm gonna have to order some more or just wait until the stores open up. This is another one that I do love for very sensitive skin. It is a very thick consistency, so if you don't like very thick consistencies, you won't like this, but it's also really good for dry skin because it really hydrates and penetrates into your skin. And then of course, I'm gonna go in with my First Aid Beauty sunscreen. This sunscreen, I don't really have to say too much about it, but I'm obsessed. And I like to take about that much, a good amount, and then I just start applying it all over. I feel like I never used to include the sunscreen part on my foundation reviews because typically, like, it's been a long time coming before I found something that just works so well with my skin. And this one is just that for me. And now we can move on to primer. So today for primer, I think I'm gonna use like a little bit of a mixture of two. I'm gonna throw it back to one of my favorites. I'm gonna be using my Cover FX Grip Primer that I love oh so much, and also my e.l.f. Matte Putty Primer. So I always like to apply the grip primer like around the outside because that's where the makeup mainly like transfers very easily and just comes off. So I feel like this kind of allows it to like really grip onto the skin. So we have that on, and now we can begin applying the foundation. So like always, I'm gonna be using one side with my sponge and the other side with my brush. I am using my Araceli Beauty Bella sponge, which you guys always have seen me talk about this in the more frequent months because I've been obsessed. It is a new product from Araceli Beauty. Araceli Beauty is Latina owned, so highly recommend checking them out. Also, I'm gonna be talking about this one, my Morphe JH03 brush. This is like my holy grail. And now we can dive into the foundation. So this is a medium to full coverage. It's lightweight, oil-free, long wear, water resistant, and sweat proof. I did pick this up in the shade Natural Tan. I don't know if you guys have seen, but Milani just came out with a new setting spray, and that setting spray does contain SPF. It contains SPF of 30. So I'm gonna be reviewing that soon. I actually just ordered it because they have this promotion where you could get free shipping if you ordered it. It was like $13, so I was like, perfect. Because I think for free shipping, it's like 25 bucks. So I was really happy when I saw they had that coupon. So I was like, let me get this now. And I will be reviewing that soon. So stay tuned for that video. But let's go ahead and pump out this foundation. I love the fact that it comes with a nice pump. And that's what the color looks like. I think this is the color ideal for me. Natural Tan, we'll have to see. I can't really remember what shade I used before, but I think this may have been the shade. So I'm gonna zoom you guys in so you guys can see this face up close and personal. Okay, so we're gonna begin on this side, and I'm just gonna be taking the foundation. Feels very creamy already. I'm trying to see if it still has that smell that it had when I bought it a while ago. It was like the smell of like apples. So you can pretty much find this foundation anywhere: CVS, Target, Walmart, obviously online. But I love a good drugstore foundation, and this is definitely a really nice drugstore foundation. The only thing I'm noticing right now that I feel like is a little tiny bit off is the color. It does look a little tiny bit more tan than my neck. But I think it'll be okay. I think I can grow into this color because we're just heading into summer. So I think I'm definitely gonna be picking up a slight tan. Obviously nothing too crazy because I probably will not be traveling this summer. So another thing I wanna say is that I really feel like this coverage is lovely. I mean, look how it sits on the skin. It just sits on the skin like a dream. Like, it just really gives you such good coverage. It does have a little bit of some radiance peeking through. I don't think this foundation claims to be a matte foundation. No, it just says it's lightweight and oil-free. So I think it's one of those consistencies that is like a nice creamy base. It's not super runny where it's gonna give you like a dewy foundation right away. But I think it gives you kind of like a radiance from within. So it kind of makes your skin just look very perfected. I think a lot of us, at least for me, I know the Screen Queen foundation wasn't a hit for me. I had high expectations because I feel like a lot of us really enjoyed this specific foundation, the 2-in-1. So it was kind of like a little bit of a letdown to go from that amazing formula to like the formula from the Screen Queen. But I don't know, I just feel like this one definitely beats that one in my opinion. But you guys can see this is the finish. This is with one pump, and I think the skin looks really nice and perfected. I could even go with another pump, but I'm really into kind of more so of going in with less foundation and then building up if you have to, if it's necessary. But you can obviously see that it definitely does cover my redness right away. You can see the difference from this side to this side. Even though I do have to say, I give my redness applause because it's been a little bit more controlled lately. Okay, so we're gonna leave it like that. And now we're gonna go in with our brush. I wanna see if it's gonna cover more so on the full side with a brush. And perhaps because the sponge is damp, sometimes it tends to absorb a little more product. It can definitely cause it to be a little bit more on the natural side. But I have to say, I still feel like this side right here looks pretty darn good. So I'm impressed. Okay, so I'm gonna be taking this and just building. Wow, that finish, it just looks like skin, like really, really healthy skin. Look at that. It covered the redness immediately. I always like to go in on the nose because I do now have rosacea on my nose, so I like to really just cover that as much as I can. I feel like on this side, I'm smelling more so of that like apple smell that I used to smell. I feel like it's not as heavy as the first foundation I had from it, because I purchased that one when it first came out. And I feel like now the smell, from what I can remember, the smell back then was much heavier. Now the smell is much more subtle. That smell never irritated me when I did use it the first time, so that's good, because I know sometimes scents can irritate me very, very quickly. But I never had an issue with it, but I think that they may have tweaked down that smell because I'm not really smelling it as much as I smelled it before. But wow, this finish is beautiful. It's so skin-like and healthy. The color is like slightly tripping me out, but it's not bad. It's like a little bit darker. But I think when I go in with concealer and it's all said and done and applied on the face, I think it should be okay. I feel like I get slightly a little bit more coverage on the side with the brush, just very, very slightly. It's nothing too intense. I don't think many people will notice it. I'm just very like observative when it comes to applying foundation. But I think that both sides look fantastic. So whether you're using a sponge or brush, it doesn't really matter that much. But obviously I would say for somebody that wants more so of a natural skin-like finish, I would always want to go with a sponge than a brush. But I think with this foundation, you can work with either or and it will look absolutely fantastic. I mean, it's setting really nicely here. Still definitely looks more so skin-like, and it does have some radiance peeking through. So if you do have very oily skin, this in no shape, way, or form is going to set into a matte finish. Still love how this looks because I feel like it looks like skin, and I think that skin-like finish is really in this year. So far, it definitely looks beautiful. Definitely looks like a nice everyday foundation. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do now is finish off the rest of my products, and then I'm gonna come back and share with you guys the details and what is going on with this face. You can go ahead and do a full wear test. So stay tuned. I'll be right back with a full face looking more snatched, and we can begin our day. Okay guys, so I am back. Right now it is 9:35 a.m. and we are going to be doing a full day's worth of wear test on the Milani OG Favorite Conceal and Perfect Foundation. I feel like the foundation looks very skin-like, very beautiful. The one thing that I did notice though was that when I was doing my under eye concealer, which today I actually used the Beauty Blender Bounce Concealer. I've really been enjoying this. I applied that and then I went ahead and had to bake my under eyes with powder because I always have to do that step. And I was noticing that there was a good amount of radiance still peeking through right here. I was kind of waiting and expecting that to set a little bit, but it wasn't. What I went ahead and did is after I dusted away the powder on the under eyes where I directly applied the powder, I went ahead and just started to sweep it all throughout the cheek part of the face and these smile lines, because typically the smile lines where I get very, very dewy quickly. So I feel like that kind of helps kind of keep everything in place. And I have to say this foundation works really well with powder. I feel like after I powdered the face, it definitely looks very just perfected. It doesn't look cakey or like a thick layer of powder laying on top. It just kind of melted right in. Now the only thing that I am noticing just a little bit is that it is kind of separating my fine lines, which I mean, I have fine lines up here. So like when I make movements and stuff, it can definitely cause that to separate. I'm noticing that a little tiny bit more than with other foundations, but it's not too serious. It's just something in case you guys want to keep that in mind. I definitely can see somebody that has dry to normal skin really gravitate towards this, because I feel like for those types of skin, it will definitely give you such a beautiful, fresh, natural skin-like finish. Even for my people that have oily skin, but I can see how for oily skin you can be a little bit more on the fence about, oh, is this gonna get really bad through the day? And that's exactly what we're gonna test today. So I will have all the details on this face listed down below in the description box in case you guys are wondering what I am wearing. So right now I'm gonna go ahead and carry on with the rest of my day. I'm gonna begin with my natural lighting check-in, so I can show you guys how this looks up close and personal with natural light. Then I'll do a midday check-in where I'll talk to you guys for like a few minutes and tell you guys how this works, and then of course my final thoughts at the very end of the day. So I really want to wear this for as long as possible so I can give you guys some good, well-developed thoughts. Hey guys, so right now it is about 3 p.m. or so in the afternoon. So it's been 6 hours since you guys last saw me, but I wanted to come back on camera so you guys could see a check-in of the skin. As you guys can see, we are looking fresh and dewy. It's been 6 hours like I just mentioned. So, I mean, we've gotten a good wear, and I feel like it didn't really get super dewy until about the 5th hour. So this is like more so recent, but you guys can see, like, definitely on an oily skin person, you will pick up that dewiness. Now, I do want to go ahead and take my little Tati Beauty mini blendable and just kind of blot. This is typically what I use to like blot my oils, so you guys can see. Also, excuse my lipstick. I know it's like a little messed up. It's because I haven't retouched it since I did it in the morning, but I'm just trying to really get in all the areas. You guys can see the product still looks really nice and in place after blotting. So for me personally, I always need to blot. Like, I need a good blot for it to like really look good, because I do have very oily skin, especially the T-zone. You guys saw like the T-zone area is where for me it like really gets out of hand, so that definitely helped. So I'm happy about that. So now what we're gonna go ahead and do is carry on with the rest of the evening. I'll probably take this off around like 8 or 9 so you guys can see like the full wear test of this. And then we can go ahead and do our final thoughts and see what we think of the Milani 2-in-1 a few years after first trying it. Hey guys, so I am back. Right now it is 10 p.m. and I'm here to give you guys my final thoughts on the Milani foundation. So the last time you guys saw me was around 3 p.m. and it was looking pretty dewy, and we did blot it. But now it's looking even more dewy. So I have to go back in and blot. I did wear a mask with this a few times because I did have to do some errands. And it did kind of transfer a little bit on the nose and a little bit right on like where the mask typically goes right here. So it does transfer a little bit easier than some other foundations that I've used. And let's see up here. Up here, I think we can Yeah, like once we blot, it's a-okay, like it looks great and everything. I love the finish that it gives the skin, very pretty. But I would definitely have to say, if you're somebody that has very, very oily skin, this isn't going to be a foundation that you're going to gravitate towards, just because I feel like you're going to find yourself having to blot often. Now, if you don't mind blotting, then that's totally fine, go for it. I think this is definitely going to be more so for my dry to combination skin people. I think that my people that have normal skin will really, really love this, because I do feel like the finish is there. The finish is very beautiful. It looks great. I think for my dry skin people, it'll look really nice too. And it'll give you like a skin-like finish. I don't think it'll make your skin look dewy, but I think it'll just look normal. So yeah, that's pretty much it. But I think once I blot it, it still looks very nice and perfected. So that's something that I appreciate about it. I definitely do still stand by the fact that I think this foundation is absolutely the best foundation that Milani has come out with out of the products that they have done. And I do think that this is one of the better foundations at the drugstore, because I just feel like the finish of it is just very skin-like. Like, you obviously look like you have a face of makeup, but it just looks good. Like, it competes with a formula that I would see at a high-end price. So those are pretty much all my thoughts. If you guys enjoyed watching this video, give it a big thumbs up. Let me know to continue doing my throwback foundation reviews. What other foundation reviews do you want to see from me next? Two that I'm really kind of teetering back and forth with are the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation or the Armani Luminous Silk. Let me know which one you want me to do next. Also, if you guys are new to my channel, hi, welcome. My name is Jessica. Hopefully you guys enjoyed my video enough to stick around and become a member from here on YouTube, because I wouldn't want you guys to miss my videos for the world. So please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. While you're at it, hit the notification bell, because that notification bell will make sure that you are notified as soon as I upload it. And I don't want you guys to miss any of my videos, because I always got you covered with the latest and the greatest makeup products. So do those things. And that being said, I love you guys so much. Stay safe, and I'll be seeing you guys very, very soon for a brand new video. Bye, guys.